My name is Alan Friedman and I'm from the Australian Jewish Association, and sitting next to me is Jono Vandor, and we're going to have a little chat about the upcoming AJA mission to Israel. So welcome, Jono.
Thank you very much for having me.
Jono, you've got a bit of experience in tours to Israel. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about that and what your experiences are?
Yeah, we've been on. We currently operate an annual tour each November, the Tanakh tour. Myself, my colleague Ross Nichols, whom I record with on Israel News Talk Radio, a program called Israel on My Mind, and Rabbi Tovia Singer of Outreach Judaism. And it's been a very successful tour.
So the AJA is having the inaugural tour to Israel. It's called the Vision Israel Tour.
That's right, 2020 Vision Israel Tour.
Now tell us, what's the background to that?
Okay, so the reason why we've called that, obviously, is a play on words. 2020 Vision is perfect clarity, but it's also in 2020. And it's going to be in March 2020, the 17th to the 25th of March. It's a little bit different to the Tanakh tour. In fact, it's quite a bit different in that the tours that we have done previously, as you point out, primarily focus on the Jewish scriptures and the narratives therein. This is going further than that. There will be that aspect to it, but it's going further than that. It is going to include a much greater political focus and a much greater security and military focus. My colleague Ross Nichols, who will be joining us, has recently done a security course, an Israeli security course. He's going to be taking us in some areas that he is now familiar with. We will be going, for example, down to the Gazan border, close to the Gazan border. We're going to be looking out around that area. Sderot will be
yes.
will be there, and so we're going to be going, as security advice allows, we're going to be going to some places that are perhaps not on your regular Israel tour. Some significant places in Judea and Shomron. Very much looking forward to it.
And so you and Ross, he's an Australian guy?
No, Ross is actually from Louisiana.
Okay.
Ross Nichols, Vice President of United Israel, is my co-host on the Israel on My Mind program on Israel News Talk Radio. IsraelNewsTalkRadio.com. Now, Israel News Talk Radio and the AJA have a lot in common, in fact. One of those things that we have in common is a right-leaning perspective politically. There is an appreciation for Torah, and also we have previously a host on Israel News Talk Radio, Ari Fuld,
yes,
who died tragically in a terror attack. Now, I met Ari, though we are fellow hosts on Israel News Talk Radio. The first time I met him, oddly enough, was here in Melbourne. And I met him at an Australian Jewish Association meeting, and it was a great privilege to be able to meet him in person and to catch up and talk. He and I had organised to meet in the November following his, I'm going to say, assassination, and for the Tanakh tour. Instead, during that tour, we ended up visiting his grave. We're going to be doing that as well in the March 2020 tour. There's a lot about Ari that we want to remember. We're going to be talking about on the tour, and
yes,
a great advocate of Israel. We're going to be meeting a lot of other great advocates of Israel, some locals, some rabbis. Rabbi Tovia Singer, who we work with in the other tour, is going to make an appearance as well. But also, most importantly, of course, Dr. David Adler will be there, the president of the Australian Jewish Association, and the Queen of Israeli Radio, Tamara Yona.
She's fantastic, isn't she?
She's great. She is absolutely fantastic. and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a wonderful experience.
Are there politicians and other special guests that you?
There are.
Can you tell us?
Well, no, we can't, because right now we don't know who those politicians are going to be.
Of course.
It's a fascinating, because we should be able to have this conversation because they did have an election, but it didn't quite work out. We're waiting for the 17th of September.
Yes.
Before we know whom we can get together with, but we certainly intend to meet up with some keynote politicians and some advocates. Now, last time you and I were together, you were interviewing with Michael Professor Ephraim Inbar.
Yes.
Whom people can find that interview on the AJA YouTube channel. And when we spoke to him, he said he would be very happy to be part of this and to meet up with us, and we certainly endeavoured to do that, and other like-minded people like that as well.
Is the media? Are you touching the media angle at all, or is it mainly politicians and military?
It's mainly media. No, we're certainly going to be catching up with a few Israel News Talk Radio hosts. Yeah, we certainly will. And so we have an amazing lineup of people whom we will get together and have Q&As with in the evenings and during the day as opportunity presents. In Gush Etzion, for example, is where Ari is laid to rest. It's going to be amazing. People are flocking to Israel. They cannot get enough, which is a wonderful thing. For the tourist industry, for the economy, it's great, and it's wonderful that so many people are wanting to go and experience Israel, because it's so much more different than just reading the text. This is unique in the same way that I think the Australian Jewish Association is unique. I don't see, maybe you can tell me, but I don't see many Jewish organisations that stand where the Australian Jewish Association.
No.
I was having a conversation like this with Tamar not so long ago, and she said, "Well, there are expressions like this in Israel." And I said, "Yeah, but in the diaspora?" And she goes, "Oh, maybe not so much." And certainly in Australia, you tell me. I mean, it's a
Well, one of the reasons AJA got started was because there wasn't any representation for people with a more right-leaning perspective and perhaps a more Torah-based perspective on the political scene. We've been saying for a long time that all our communal organisations are moving dramatically to the left and leaving most of the people behind. And it's interesting because we've been vindicated by the success that we've had. Right. And the number of followers, the engagements on social media.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I've seen that. The engagements on Facebook, for example, the Australian Jewish Association Facebook page. If you haven't liked it already, go there and like that and get involved, because the posts that are, and it's like 4 or 5 posts a day, and the level of engagement on that page is astronomical. It's huge. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, so we can see that there are a lot of people that are thinking along our lines. And if I might even put in a little plug for Nothing Left, which we're taking a break from for this year, but I would often walk around the area, and I can't tell you how many people would stop me and just say, "Look, I really love your program. I think like you do, but I thought I was in the minority."
Right. But because, there's so much, I mean, I don't have to convince you of this, but there's a push for us to be silent.
Yes.
And a lot of people like us are quiet about their political standing, and it's a growing frustration. And when there is an organisation that stands up and says it like it is, it's refreshing to them, and they want more.
Yeah. Well, the left are so noisy, and they're dominating the discussion, and of course they do shout down everybody. So it's really interesting that we've found a place for the AJA.
This is it. And incidentally, so that's just to answer your question. That's why this tour will be different. There's there are tours, but for a tour that is going to offer the participant, as I say, sidestep the fake news and view Israel with perfect 2020 clarity, and we are bombarded with so much fake news. We're bombarded with a misrepresentation, a frustrating misrepresentation of Israel.
Yes.
This tour is having none of that, none of it.
Okay, excellent. Now, just before we finish, Jono, in terms of price, has the price been set?
A price has been set, but at the moment there's an early bird discount. So the price is $27.95 US dollars, $27.95. That's a land-only package, and but at the moment there is a $200 early bird discount by placing your deposit, securing your deposit before Rosh Hashanah.
Okay.
Which is at the end of September.
So for that 2795, what do people get?
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've got 9 days, 8 nights, very nice hotels. It includes your transport. It includes a tour guide, and honestly, the best tour guide that I've ever come across. It includes breakfast and dinners. It includes all the entry fees, of course, and as we've already mentioned, the special guests that we will be adding to the itinerary very, very soon, once the Israeli elections are over. And we
Okay, well, there you have it, everybody. It looks like a fabulous tour. How do people book?
Well, again, they can just go to the website truth2u.org. That's truth2u.org.
Jono Vandor, thanks for your fantastic work in putting this together.
It's a privilege.
It looks like it'll be a fabulous tour, and we encourage everybody to go along, and we wish you all success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.